February 2, 2001 is the last time Bethany attended classes at Keene High School and Tina showed up for her job as a home nurse. At the time, they were living with Tina's boyfriend, Eugene Van Bowman Jr., at 182 Mountain Road in West Chesterfield, New Hampshire. The next day, Bethany went on a date. At 11:30 p.m., she and her boyfriend spoke on the phone and made plans for Valentine's Day. This is the last time anyone heard from the teenager. On February 4, 2001, Bowman claimed he and Tina got into an argument and he stormed out of the house. He returned later that day. Disappearance. What is known about Tina and Bethany's disappearances comes solely from Bowman and, as such, should be taken with a grain of salt. In an interview with police, he claimed the pair had taken their clothes and left sometime after his and Tina's argument. They left behind their cat, a number of personal belongings and Tina's white Dodge Neon. When asked why he hadn't reported them missing, he said he'd assumed they'd taken off for a few days and would return after Tina had cooled off. The next day, an unidentified woman called Keene High School to say Bethany wouldn't be attending classes, as she was sick. While authorities are uncertain of the caller's identity, family members told WMUR in 2011 that they know who made the phone call, but are unable to reveal the person's identity due to the ongoing investigation. Tina and Bethany were reported missing on February 10, 2001, after school officials called local authorities about Bethany's continued absence. Search. According to reports, Bowman was last seen on the Connecticut River in his Scat hovercraft at around 4:30 a.m. on February 4, 2001. An extensive search of the area was conducted, but no clues were uncovered. Search warrants were also obtained for the family's residence, but the results, along with the rest of the files pertaining to the investigation, have been sealed. Tina's sister, Sharon Gary, had been concerned for Bethany's safety after learning Bowman had been charged with molesting his 8-year-old daughter in the 1990s. Following the Sinclair's disappearances, he pleaded guilty to the charges against him and was sentenced to between 2 and 15 years in prison. He was released on parole in October 2003. Sharon had spoken about Bethany coming to live with her in Connecticut and was aware issues between Tina and Bowman. According to police reports, officers made several visits to the residence for domestic incidents, but neither Tina or Bowman were ever arrested. Court records also indicate Bowman accused Tina of domestic abuse in July 2000, but the allegations were later rescinded. When Sharon brought up her concerns with Tina, the pair got into an argument. Tina told her sister that she would get herself and Bethany out of the situation, and the two hadn't spoken since. There have been numerous police and volunteer searches for the pair over the years, including of the Connecticut River and Pisgah State Park. No evidence was uncovered, despite search parties making use of cadaver dogs, dive teams and helicopters. In June 2014, the New Hampshire State Police Cold Case and Marine Patrol Units, the New Hampshire Fish and Game Dive Team, the Massachusetts State Police Underwater Recovery Team and the Vermont State Police Scuba Team conducted a search of Hinsdale, New Hampshire, near the Vernon Dam in Vermont. Investigators wouldn't say if anything of interest was discovered. There hasn't been any activity on Tina's bank account, credit cards or cell phone since she and Bethany went missing, and she never cashed her last paycheck. There's also been no noted activity on either of their social security numbers, and neither of them have contacted their loved ones, despite Tina being close with her family. Bowman has reportedly refused to cooperate with the investigation. While he hasn't been named a suspect, he is considered a person of interest. Sharon has hired private investigator Gil Alba, who specializes in missing person and cold cases. His team, which includes retired FBI agent Robert Booth and retired police chief Tom Shamshank,